Welcome. This video is over proportion. Let's look at our number routine. Paul bought 2.5 pounds of ground beef for $8. He says this costs $1.28 per pound. That means it costs $1.28 for every pound. For each pound. Is he correct? Well, let's look at this chart. This is about the cost and the number of pounds. So it costs $8 for 2.5 or 2.5 pounds of ground beef. He says it costs $1.28 for each pound. Is he correct? So how do you turn 2.5 pounds to 1 pound? We could divide by 2.5 to get 1. Or can you multiply by a scale factor of what? 1 over 2.5, because 2.5 times 1 over 2.5 is 1 whole. So our scale factor is times 1 over 2.5. So what is 8 times 1 over 2.5? Well, that would be 8 over 2.5. But I don't know about you. I don't care to work with decimals. So what power 10 can I multiply with? It goes into power 10. So move the decimal 1 over. That's 25. Move this 1 over. That's 80. So what is 80 divided by 25? Well, let's see. Can 25 go in 80? It goes in 3 times. 80 minus 75 is 5. I annex a decimal 0. How many 25 go in 50? Twice. So it's actually $3.20 for every pound. Paul is completely wrong. Let's think about it. If you have a pound of ground beef, another pound of ground beef, and half of a pound, this pound costs $3.20. This pound costs $3.20. This half of a pound costs $1.60. So 320 plus 320 plus $1.60 is $8. So let's look at our questions for today. Linda was at Kroger. She noticed that the sign above the chicken read 2 pounds for $6. Linda needs to buy $15 worth of chicken. How many pounds did she buy? How would you solve this? Think about what we learned in the past with rate and unit rate. So it costs 2 pounds for $6. How would you solve it? Did you break it down to 1 pound costs $3? I hope you did. So if 1 pound costs $3, 2 pounds costs $6, 3 pounds, scale factor 3, would cost $9. 4 pounds times 4 would cost $12. 5 pounds times 5 would be $15. So she can buy 5 pounds of chicken for $15. So each pound will cost $3. To buy 5 pounds, you multiply by a scale factor of 5, and that's why $15 costs for 5 pounds. So today what you're going to do is you're going to be doing something called Trashaball. You are going to be rolling up trash paper, and you're going to see how many baskets can you make in 15 seconds. So imagine 15 seconds. How many baskets? Imagine you can only make 7 baskets in 15 seconds. Can you tell me how many baskets can you make in 60 seconds? How many baskets can you make in 60 seconds? You could make a table, 15, 30, 45, 60. 15 to 30 is times 2, so it'll be 14 baskets. So if you're keeping the same rate, how do you turn 15 to 45? That's times 3, so it'll be 21 baskets. And how do you turn 15 to 60 times 4? That'd be 28 baskets if you kept the same rate. However, what if I ask you how many baskets can you make in 5 minutes? So you can do 60 seconds or 1 minute, 28 baskets. So 1 minute, 28 baskets. If I ask you if you kept the same rate, how many baskets can you do or shots can you do in 5 minutes? There are two ways to solve this, and we're going to teach this now. There are two ways to solve it. One way to solve it is within. How do you turn 1 to 5? What's the scale factor? Times 5. So 28 times 5 is 140 baskets in 5 minutes. That's one way you can solve it. Some kids prefer, they see things from left to right. I sometimes see things from between it, up and down. How do you turn 1 minute to 28 baskets? Multiply by a scale factor of 28. So 5 times 28 is 140. Did we get the same answer no matter which way we did? We did. So if you see things from left to right, then you would do it within. However, if you see it from up and down perspective, then that's between. It doesn't really matter if you know the word within or between. You just need to know that you can see things multiple ways, sideways and up and down. So we're going to practice that today. So the number by which you multiply two related quantities by the same number is called scale factor. That's why you've been hearing me use this word scale factor for many, many lessons now. Sometimes you need to scale back. That's like dividing or multiplying. So for example, if you said dividing by 2, you're really multiplying by its reciprocal. That's why we've been using multiply by a fraction. And sometimes you scale forward. That means you're building it up, like times 4 to find an equivalent ratio. So let's look at our first example. Ray heartbeat is 56 times every minute, per minute, each minute. At this rate, how many times will her heart beat in 7 minutes? So do you see it from 1 minute to 7 minutes? That's times 7. So 56 times 7 is 392. That's one way some people see it. Do you see it from a different perspective? What about between? How do you turn 1 to 56? Times 56 times 56. Would 7 times 56 be the same thing? Yes, it would. So how did you see it? Do you see it within or between? Side to side or up and down? Number 2. Patrick can make 8 chairs in 20 hours. At this rate, if he continued this pattern, how long will it take him to make 2 chairs? How do you turn 8 chairs to 2 chairs? You could say divide by 4. Perfectly okay. But if I'm talking about scale factor, which you'll need to know in 8th grade, another way to say it is times reciprocal 4 is times 1/4. Because 8 times a fourth, 8/4 is 2 whole. So what's 24th? 5. So in 2 chairs in 5 hours. If this is confusing, just think of it as divide. 20 divided by 4 is 5. Number 3, skim milk contains 80 calories for every 8 ounces. 80 calories for every 8 ounces. How many calories do 10 ounces of skim milk contain? So let's do up and down. So maybe we see it this way, between. How do you turn an 8 to an 80? A scale factor of 10. So that is 100 calories. One way you can see it. Another way you can see it, maybe you see it sideways. Can 8 go into 10? No. What do you notice about the 80 and 8? What can you tell me about what type of number this is? It's even, isn't it? You can simplify it. So I can times it by 1/8 or divide it by 8, because divide by 8 is the same as saying times the reciprocal, times 1/8. So that'll be 88 or 10. 8 is 1 whole. So every ounce, there are 10 calories. Now, can you build 1 ounce to 10 times 10 times 10? And that's where you get 100. Did you prefer a left to left to right, or up and down? Both ways can solve it. For this type of problem, I may have think about going up and down because it do one operation, one scale factor. Now let's get a little harder. Now, can you figure out on your own? Joseph mows lawns during his summer vacation to earn money. He took 14 hours to mow 8 lawns. At this rate, how many lawns can he mow in 63 hours? How are you going to build? Can 14 go into 8 or 8 go into 14? I don't think so. Can 14 go into 63? I don't think so. What can you tell me? Look closely at this. What can you tell me what type of numbers these are? They're even, aren't they? So what is times half of that, or divide by 2? That would be 4, and that would be 7. Now can you scale forward? How do you scale forward from 7 to 63? Times 9, times 9. So he can do 36 lawns in 63 hours. That's his rate. So every 7 hours, he does 4 lawns. 14 would be 8. 21 would be 16. 28 hours would be 4, 8, 12, 16. Wait, so 12, 21 hour would be 12, 16, 20, 35. You know, I should write this down. 8 would be 14. 12 would be 21. 16 would be 28. 20 would be 35. 24 would be 42. 28, 32. So 28 would be 49. 32 would be 56. 36 would be 63. Pablo bought a $50 gift card for $45 cash. Use a ratio table to find out how much cash can he buy with a $30 gift card. So $50 gift card is worth 45 cash. If you have a $30 gift card, how much cash can you buy? Can 50 go in 45 or 45 go in 50? No. Can 50 go into 30? Not really. What can I do with 50, 45? Well, I can't divide by 2. How could I simplify this down? Maybe divide by 5, which is the same as saying times 1/5. 50 times 1/5 is 10. 45 times 1/5, 45 fifths is 9. Now can I scale forward? Yes, I can. Times 3 times 3 is 27. So $27 cash for a $30 gift card. Xander read 30 pages of his book in 10 minutes. If he continues this rate, how long will it take him to read 45 pages? So this is about minutes and pages. Make sure you label it. Make sure you label the table. It's important. So 10 minutes, 30 pages. How many minutes will it take him to read 45 pages? Let's go up and down. Can 30 go into 10? Oh my God, it can't go into that. That's divide by 3 or times a third. What is 45 third? 45 divided by 3 is 15. And that is the answer for that one. So 15 minutes, he reads 45 pages. Or really? That's pretty fast. Must be a picture book. All right, number 7. Barry was saving money for a new speaker system. He saved $200 cost in 8 months. If he continued this pattern, this rate, how much money will he save in a year? What is a year equal to? Hopefully you said 12 months. Can 8 go into 200? It actually does go into it, surprisingly enough. 8 can go into 200. I have no idea, but it can go into it. Let's see. 8 goes in 22 times. 8 goes into 45 times. It goes in 25 times. So what is 12 times 25? 10 carry to 1. That's 6, 4, 2, 0, 10. $300 he saved in a year. However, you may not like it up and down that one. I didn't. Look closely at this. What can you tell me about 208? What type of number they are? They're even, aren't they? So we can divide by 2, or times it by a half using reciprocal. So that would be 4. 200 divided by 2 is 100, or half of it. Now, how do you scale forward from 4 to 12? Times 3 times 3, and that's where you get 300. Did you prefer up and down, between, or within, side to side? Your choice. Randy mows yards to earn extra money. He mows 3 yards, these are the number of yards, in 90 minutes. If he continues to mow at the same rate, how many yards can he mow in 5 hours? What is another way to say 5 hours? 60 minutes in every hour, 60 minutes, 60 minutes, 60 minutes, 60 minutes. So how many minutes are there in 5 hours? 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60 plus 60. 60 times 5 is 300 minutes. Can 3 go into 90? What's the scale factor? Or can 90 go into 3? Times 30 going down, or divide by 30, or times the scale factor of 130 times 130. So 300 times 30, 300 30th is, goes in one time. 300 goes in 0 time. So it's 10 yards in 300 minutes, or 5 hours. Samantha's goal is to do 80 sit-ups, number of sit-ups, in 3 minutes. Wait. How many seconds will it I almost got this wrong. Seconds. Oh, let me erase this. I don't care. I want to know the number of seconds will it take her to do 12 sit-ups. So how many seconds are there in 3 minutes? 60 seconds for every minute, so 180 seconds. Can 80 go in 180, or 80 go in 180 go in 80? No. What type of number do you see here? I see even numbers. Could we simplify this? Half of it be 40, 90. Can I simplify this again? Divide both of these by 10, or times it by a scale factor of 1/10. 40 tenth is 4. 90 tenth is 9. Now, what's the scale factor from 4 to 12? Times 3 times 3. So she can do 12 sit-ups in 27 seconds. And we have 2 more examples. Let's look at number 10. Lance bought 3 bags of Skittles for $2. That's the cost. What price did he have to pay for 2 dozen? A dozen has 12, so 2 dozen must be 24 bags. What's the scale factor here? Times 8 times 8, $16 for 24 bags, or 2 dozen. And our last example, Greta walked 42 blocks. That's a lot of blocks. Must be New York City in a week. At this rate, how many blocks will she walk in 90 days? So this is about days. And how many days are in a week? 7 days. How do you build 7? Oh, no. Do you want to do within or between? How do you turn 7 to 42? A scale factor of 6. So 90 times 6 is 540 blocks in 90 days. So what we learned today is this is a precursor lesson of proportion or ratio table. You label it, then you can look within it, or side to side relationship, or you can go up and down, which is between, to find a relationship. And that's how you do proportion.